You already know the waves, man. You already know I am back. I'm not even gonna waste too much time. I'm gonna flip it back around. Y'all already know. Lights, camera, action, back. All right, now hold on. Let me adjust it. Let me adjust it real quick. All right. I'm gonna keep it all the way 100 also with y'all. All right. I just watched a little bit of this video of the first video of the 5th episode of the Royal High Table, and what I want to try to do, right? Ooh, hold up, dang, I messed that up. Is to look into the camera or whatnot, because I did look into the wow, I did look into the camera at certain key integral points in time or whatnot, but I want to try and make sure that I do that a little bit more. But anyway, again, you guys definitely caught the best bits of my one of my first mantras or whatnot. Satisfigo lo eterna y satisfigo lo externa. Right? Satisfy the internal as well as satisfy the external. And I won't go over that too much. The funny thing is, as I was talking about like that particular mantra, again, the camera caught the good bits, all right, but there was like, I went about talking like for like a good minute or two afterwards, and I'm like okay, let me check the camera, and then it's like and the camera done, it stopped recording and all that other sort of jazz. But I'm gonna check right now. I'm gonna check right now, because hey, listen, man, I don't mind talking. It's nice. It feels good. Now, granted, it's going to be awesome when I'm able to, again, get some feedback, when there's a lot more eyes on this, or there's like other people chiming in, giving their thoughts, and however that I'm able to orchestrate that. But as for now, I need to check to see. Real quick. All right, because it better be recording. All right, it's 2 minutes and 21 seconds. All right. And also something that I need to work on is making sure that, even though, like, shoot, I might go on a tangent or whatnot, but I think there were points and times where, like, in me going on a tangent, I done messed around and forgot what the hell it is that I was even, I forgot the reason why I even went on the tangent. But yeah, and it might seem that way, or it may not. I may have been stumbling around in the dark enough to the point where, like, but somehow magically found my way to the end. but yeah, man, we still gonna keep it going. But within, I guess, to go into a little bit of what I was talking about, that the camera missed. Like, one thing, like something that, like, I mentioned was that, and shoot, hell, the camera probably might have caught this part too, but that first mantra and these other 3 mantras, those are something that are definitely a must, something that I really go by or whatnot. Especially, again, with the creation of what I call the White Empire. People don't know what it is yet. Most people, when I mention that, they won't know what it is, right? They are like, the White Empire, what the hell is that? They might not know, but it's something, all right? It's something, and it's real, whether people want to acknowledge it or not. But soon enough, more stuff will be, accumulated and all that other sort of jazz, and people can't ignore it. But within the White Empire, right? If I am who I think myself to be, and I want myself to be, and I believe myself to be, and who I know myself to be, and who I know I am, and all that other sort of jazz, king, emperor, boss, CEO, president, sultan, all that, the whole nine, right? Big Daddy Drip, everything, all that. There's a certain way that we're going to conduct ourselves. And I'm saying we. Hell, they ain't nobody. when I'm referring to we, I'm talking about me and the White Empire. Even though they ain't nobody to the White Empire. When I speak in that regard, it ain't nothing to it outside of me and the White Empire, right? Just, at least at this moment in time. But there is a certain way that we're going to go about in conducting ourselves and being honorable and doing the right thing and being good and accomplishing what we set out for ourselves, while also helping others to do the same, but also making sure that giving help only when they, I guess when the opportunity arises and they want it, because not every time do people want the help, not every time do people deserve the help. But again, there is overall, there's just a certain way that we're going to go about conducting ourselves. All right, and again, this I won't even. Matter of fact, let me just stop. I'm gonna just get right into the mantras, because what I was about to say, right, it like lines up directly with one of my freaking mantras. But anyway, right. But another mantra, that the second one that I created was, wow, and I initially as I put my mantras in here, I typed them out, and I tried to put them out in Spanish, and I even did the whole Google Translate to make sure that everything was right, even though Google Translate is not 100%, it's not, shoot, hell, they ain't right all the time. But just one moment. Ooh, excuse me. But I said that I wasn't going to try to read these out in Spanish, not because my Spanish is bad. I don't think it's bad, but you know what? I'm gonna just do it. But the second mantra is: El mundo tiene sus propias formas y la vida tiene sus propias reglas. Wow, god dang it. Okay. El mundo tiene sus propias formas y la vida tiene sus propias reglas. Pero nosotros tenemos nuestras propias de haciendo las cosas. All right. Now I could have did that a little bit better, but essentially what I was trying to, the mantra, essentially what I was trying to say was, the world has its ways and life has its rules. And I didn't include this next piece is not within the Spanish quote or within what I have typed up. But again, life has its rules. The universe has its way of regulating itself, doing whatever. Hell, karma does its thing. Whatever forces that be, whatever greater forces that be, it's present, and it has its rhyme or reason, whether we understand it or not, right? But with that being said, we as in Zachariah White, we as in the White Empire, we have our own set of rules or whatnot that we play the game by. The game being life. We have our own set of rules that we play life. And I guess that goes to what I was saying or whatnot again. We are going to, our objective, and again, in us doing our objectives and all that, we're not going to be good every time. All right? We made our peace with that. We are, everybody is sons and daughters of God. All right? But the chances of anybody being all good and all bad got screwed up, long before. So really everybody's good and bad. And there's going to be times where we're not going to be good. But most of the time, that's our thing. We're going to be honorable. We're going to do the right thing. We're going to do the good thing. And not really, again, not really impose anything on anybody else. And I guess and I'm pretty sure that's another mantra But yeah, again, with this particular mantra right here that I was talking about, it's really more so about, again, going by, in hell, even in me creating my own little, whatever it is that I'm creating right now. It's in a sense abiding by this particular mantra of, again, there's so many different ways to do something. It's like driving. Hell, there's so many different ways to get from one destination to another, but it's all about choosing the specific route that you're going to take. And we're going to choose our own. We're going to choose our own. Right? We're going to use our best judgment, because even, again, a lot of people will point you in a lot of different ways, and they might be right, they might be wrong, there might be underlying agendas and all that other sort of jazz. But hell, if there's nobody else that you can count on, you can count on yourself. And if you can't count on yourself, then you're really in a tough predicament. But again, my fault, y'all, because I feel like, again, my thoughts, I feel like it's just, I don't know, I feel like, I don't quite know if people are, y'all can leave it down in the comment section below if you understand it or not, but I feel like there's a better way that I could be, verbalizing and articulating myself. But, because another thought that came to mind as well is, again, life being a game, that's definitely, it's fitting, because in life being a game, damn, I don't quite know if I mentioned this in one of one of the episodes that I talked about, but again, the reason why it's fitting is because in a game, some people, again, in a game, some people, they don't again play to hurt someone else or whatnot, but everyone for the most part plays to win. So, and some play, again, some play to win, some play to win, by any means necessary. Some play to win, even like in encompassed in their definition of winning is coming at the expense of somebody else. Ooh, hold up. Right? So I guess that keeping that in mind or whatnot, that is the essence. That's the main reason why, again, you have to go by your own set of rules. Because even in you going by, whichever way of doing something, which way of doing whatever it is, right? Chances are, and this ain't gonna be true all the time, because you might come across somebody who might genuinely be telling you or whatnot, like, the best thing to do for you, but a number of times it may not, and it won't align up that way. It'll align up, the rules or whatnot will be aligned up in the sense that they get the up and up, they get the benefit, they get the upper hand or whatnot, and shoot, you may or may not you may not get a good hand or whatnot, and depending on who you're playing, that's a mandatory. You definitely not getting a good hand or whatnot. So I think that was just playing, just keeping in mind that analogy of, again, life being a game, and people having like, their own motives and all that other sort of jazz, and there's a bunch of different mini games, but again, like I said, you really have to go by your own, you got to have enough awareness, have enough cognizance. If you don't have enough knowledge, you don't have enough information, you got to get some. You got to get some, in order to, again, craft how it is that you're going to go about, and again, doing things. But the next mantra that I had, the third one, right? Hopefully I don't butcher this one. Right? Hold up. I'm reading it in my head. I still might mess it up, but no deseamos de ninguna manera poner un costa en su cuenta, especialmente si no está dispuesto a pagar. what this means is, in translation, we do not wish to put a cost on your tab, especially one you aren't willing to pay. All right. And that goes into, again, what I was talking about earlier. Again, my fault. All this is what I'm trying to address in that question of, again, what you is saying, like, how does your definition of a real man differ from society's definition, right? Like, I gave you society's version in the first video, right? I don't quite know how long this gonna go, but I'm giving you my version, right? And what, like, they're like, I agree with some of the stuff that society believes, to be of a real man. But it's that again, I also mentioned that, keeping in mind that whenever, hell, even taking it, like, forget like, in my personal life, a number of times when I hear that, that whole, just that term man, and it's like, this is what a real man is, this is what a man is, yada yada yada, is typically just, in regard to doing something, having some characteristic or whatnot, that's just, again, not honorable. And I'll say it's sort of kind of hypocritical, because in that instance in time or whatnot, like, yeah, that's what that's what it means to be a real man or whatnot, and it's, just typically doing some jacked up stuff, right? But that's because they, whoever it is that's saying, okay, well, this is what a real man is, whether it be a man or whether it be, a woman, yada yada yada. That's because they're on the better end or whatnot of that deal, right? But when that same thing or something very similar happens to them, then all of a sudden, that's some jacked up BS and all that other sort of jazz. So I don't. It's a lot of hypocrisy. I'm not gonna say hypocrisy. It is hypocrisy, but there's two better terms. There's a lot of contradiction. There's a lot of I was thinking about this the other day. It's very. This ain't no word. I'm hold on. I'm gonna type it up. I'm gonna type it up in here just to make sure, right? But in turn, it's related to there being an equilibrium. I'm gonna type it up though, because I don't want to be, grammatically incorrect, right? And not granted, I've already shoot hell from now, from the present time all the way to the time that I created my first what's it called, Royal High Table video. Hell, there's been plenty of instances, but let me check this out, right? Hold up. Hold up. You know what? I'm not even. All right. Whatever. All right. Okay. I didn't want to mess around and search too long for that, but it's just overall just sitting back and just looking at life, looking at the universe, looking at what are the forces that be. I'm not, hell, hey yo, thank the Lord for everything, thank God, hell, thank life, thank karma, thank everybody. But just sitting back and just looking at everything, and just looking at people, and just looking at, again, just sitting back, right, and just letting everything just go right past. Just this thing happened, this person said this thing happened, this person said that, this person, okay, this thing happened, they responded this way, this thing happened, they responded that way. This, I don't know, there's a lack of an equilibrium. So given that that's the case, like I said, we you gonna have to figure out a way how to do something. I'm my fault. I've been like repeating like that particular point like numerous times or whatnot. Let me stop, because hell, that's about the equivalent to me saying okay, well, 2 + 2, like you got 2 dolls, and you got 2 more, so you got like 4 cats, not 4 cats, but you got like 4 together or whatnot. So yeah, let me stop. But yeah, essentially, again, or not. My thing is, and I would say obviously these mantras are based on experience. So again, and I guess I have to go back to some of these, these personal instances where I've heard of, okay, well, this is what a real man does, and it involves it, and whenever in those instances it involved again someone doing something or saying something or whatever, and again they ultimately end up, I don't know, it's a very, I'm not gonna say malicious. For lack of a better term, and I'm telling you this, curse word warning. Like, this is a very asshole thing to do. It's just, I don't. And again, whether it imposes like some physical cost, imposes some mental cost, and imposes some emotional cost. Whichever cost it may be or whatnot, again, putting something on somebody that they don't or aren't prepared to deal with or handle, that's something that ain't something that I take pleasure in. I don't know about everybody else, but that ain't something that I take pleasure in, and that's something that's one of my mantras. That's something that I want to avoid as much as possible. Obviously, like I said, it ain't gonna be. One's not gonna be, if this life's basketball, one ain't gonna be able to make every shot. If this football, one ain't gonna be able to make every throw. All right, Steph Curry, the best damn shooter in the world, but best believe he got games where he be, the shooting, the numbers don't be looking right, and best believe, Super Bowl as an example, Pat Mahomes was awesome, but he ain't make every throw. But so I guess the reason why I brought, again, what does that even mean for what you were talking about, Zachariah? Like, what the fuck? Like, what? But anyway, again, what that means is, again, there ain't gonna be, that's a mantra of mine. That's not gonna be something I'm gonna be able to fulfill and live up to 100% of the time. But that is a key mantra. That is something that I do and I will keep in mind or whatnot consistently. Forget the term constantly or consistently, all the time. All right, like the mantras that I mentioned, the other two, and this last one that I'm about to get to, these are all critical mantras. These are all, critical, again, essential rules or whatnot. Some of them, again, these ain't all, but these are some of them. And, this is how I'm going to live life. This is how I'm going to do things. All right. Let me check that time one more. Let me check that time. Ooh, dang. All right, I got 6 more minutes. Y'all. Hell, I've been going on with this one question. I guess I lived up to what I said I was gonna do. Okay. Oh man, thank the Lord. All right, but my fourth mantra, that I had in mind, and again, shoot, after this, we can move on to the next question. I ain't gonna have much time to move on to the next question, but we're gonna try to do that. But this last mantra that I included, within my definition, to address the question of, again, how does your definition of a real man differ from the definition of, society's definition of a real man? Well, I guess even I'll go back to that again. Society says all the, society's definition, society itself is very, very broad, right? So generally speaking, even like the stuff that I made note of, like, that's some of the good stuff, that's some of the reasonable stuff. Like, there's some other stuff that just, again, like, that I keep referring to, with those personal experiences and all that other sort of jazz, like society also thinks that that's being a real man as well. So whatever. Hence why I have to come up with my own definition. Everybody does. Hell, every man does. I mean, I guess in a sense, every woman and every, people of, in people again, every gender does. But anyway, but again, back to my last mantra, right? The last mantra that I have is si nosotros, wow, si nosotros podemos lo hacer o lo hacer, wow, si nosotros podemos lo hacer en nuestros propios con no ayuda, entonces nosotros será lo hacemos todo el tiempo. If we can do it on our own with no help, then we will do it all the time. All right. Perhaps I could have worded that a little bit better. All right. And I need to brush up on my Spanish a little bit. I don't quite know how it'll turn out, when the video comes out. But this is ultimately in relation to the previous mantra, and this is in relation to the first mantra, right? Essentially, because again, one key theme or whatnot that I will have is embedded within Zachariah White, embedded within the White Empire, right? It doesn't have to be embedded within all of the White Empire, because the White Empire may include many people, but that's embedded within the White Empire at this point is, again, we're not trying to impose a cost on anybody, and especially if we are able to do whatever it is that we need to get whatever it is that we that we need to get. If we're able to do what must be done, do what needs to be done by ourselves, then by all means we will do that. That's what we, if we don't need help, then we won't take it. All right. Ooh, hold on. Excuse me. Well, we won't ask for it. All right. We won't try to impose that on anybody, whether they want to or not, yada yada. Right. So, and basically, again, this all boils down to, again, and this relates back to the first mantra, because again, I don't mind, definitely I would like to, and it's important. Again, I want to win, in the way that I consider winning. All right, but I also want to help others win, in their version of winning, as long as they don't come at my cost or come at really anyone else's cost as well. But also, again, at the same time, again, we don't, it's only so much, we don't want to, again, impose anything on you guys as well, and want to make sure that, again, we're able to, I guess, be self-sustaining, being able to, I guess, in a sense, independent, and even in being independent, hell, no one's going to ever be completely independent. No one's not going to ever not need to ask for anything. But that's one of the things, I guess, because I don't. I guess I'll say this. Sometimes I'm comfortable, again, asking. If I do ask anyone for anything, it's really because I need to, right? It's not because, I want to do that. And I guess, again, that really speaks to the importance of these mantras, at least to me, at least to, to my life, the way that, I've been doing things or whatnot. But yeah, I guess, again, just, I'm not even going to go about and repeat myself, but those have been very, very essential to me or whatnot. And hell, I guess to sum it all up, I'm very big on, again, success, just success overall in general, right? Very big on success, but and we can work together to achieve it, but at the same time, again, I really don't like coming to again, request help and all that.